Welcome to the Loan Arranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, and they call me the Loan Arranger. I'm here arranging mortgage loans for you and your family and your friends. And I'm going to tell you something. It's been a great time helping you folks and getting to know so many of my loyal listeners out there. And I want you to know that you've always got somebody in the mortgage business that you can count on to make sure that you get honest, trusted advice that best serves you, not the loan officer themselves. It's interesting, our industry is, it's got a system by which you call in and a loan officer pre-approves you for financing, and then the loan officer writes the pre-approval letter so you can go out and buy a property. Now, in my business, we do things a little bit differently. That when you come in to get pre-approved for financing, once we've received your documents, we do what's called our FastTrack Loan Approval, where we actually have the underwriter who's ultimately going to approve any loan that's ever done or ever approved. Loan officers don't approve loans. Underwriters approve loans. Loan officers put the information together and structure the transaction. Why would a loan officer be the one to actually write the approval? That's the fox guarding the chicken house. And we don't do that here. We make sure that when we write a pre-approval, you're going to closing. Unless you lose your job or something catastrophic happens to you, we write the pre-approval, you go to closing. So hear me, real estate agents out there, that if you are working with a lender that's asking for extensions on contracts and asking for, giving you a pre-approval letter and then not closing on time, that doesn't happen over here. We make sure we get the job done. We are a direct lender. We're in all 50 states. We are I think we're running 6th or 7th largest mortgage company in the country right now. That's CrossCountry Mortgage, and I run the Central Florida region for CrossCountry. They call me the Loan Arranger, and our job here is to make sure that you have a great experience when it comes to a mortgage. Oddly enough, I was reading an article that said that 60% of people getting a mortgage are dissatisfied with the process or the lender. 60% of people. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want to be dissatisfied with the process of the biggest financial decision that I'm making. So choose somebody that's committed to giving you a great process. Check out my Google reviews, check out Yelp reviews, check out Zillow reviews, check it all out. Make sure that you're dealing with a lender that truly is there for you. I am committed to making sure that you get that great experience. And here on the Loan Arranger Radio Show, we are talking about what's going on in the market, how shifts are made, and how to take advantage of purchasing or refinancing a home in any market, including today's. And today is a different market. Let's just put it to you like that. A lot of weird stuff going on. However, I will tell you that I hear from a lot of people like, hey, you know what? I'm just uncertain right now. I think I'm going to sit on the sidelines until things settle down just a little bit. So let's talk about settling down just a little bit. And the market is softened a little bit. There's no question about it. We all know that. We can all see that. But I'm hearing people, including real estate agents, that are ill-informed that housing prices are dropping. What's happening is you have the seller that has seen the market over the last 3 years and been able to get over ask price for their home. Now, in those circumstances, let's just say you had a $400,000 house, you could put it on the market for $400,000 and you would sell it for $425,000, and you'd have 25 people wanting it for that price and willing to pay over ask price or over appraised value for it. Well, that's not happening so much anymore. All right. Most of the properties that we're seeing on the market are actually selling at or slightly below ask price. Now, a good rule of thumb is about 97% of ask price. That's generally the rule of thumb. Now, right now, you may pay full price. You might even pay 101%. You may pay 97%, but I'm seeing that soften a little bit. Now, for those that are selling the home, you might find that, oh my God, the market is just dropping like crazy. No, it's not. It's getting back to reality. The good news is for home buyers, it gives you an opportunity now to get back into the market. So I'm seeing a lot more people that were otherwise pushed out of the market getting back into the market. And interest rates had peaked out. I don't know if they're going to go up again when the Fed raises the Fed rate again, because we're still experiencing inflation, regardless of the propaganda that we hear on the news about the anti-inflation program that the government has enacted, which is called spending more money to curb inflation. I don't understand how that works. But again, I am a high school dropout. I'm not a finance major or economics major. So maybe you know better than I do. I personally think that spending more money doesn't do the job when you're in a recession. And we are without doubt in a somewhat of a recession. I don't think it's a hard recession, but we are in a recession nonetheless. And I don't think that a lot of our incomes have caught up with what the cost of goods are running right now. I mean, come on, let's just face it. Gas is about 60% higher than it was when Trump was in office. Whether that's a political stance or not, you can take it however you want, but it's higher. My food prices are higher, mortgage rates are higher, and the cost of housing is higher. So anyway, is it time to sell? Well, you might not get as much as you did last year. Okay, that's the truth. Because you would get over what your house was worth last year. Now you probably get what your house is worth, or at least 97% of what it's worth. That is the fact. That is not a bad thing. That's a good thing. You can't sustain that type of market where people are they can never buy a house unless they pay over ask price. The average first-time home buyer can't afford to do that. And right now, I'm seeing where the first-time home buyers actually got to swing at the ball again. You have hometown heroes for law enforcement, first responders, educators, healthcare workers, veterans. These are all things that you should be calling me on right now. Right now, you should be stopping what you're doing, picking up the phone, and calling me at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. Or go directly to my website at webringyouhome.com. Let's get you fully pre-approved to go out and purchase a home. Let's entertain whether there's some other programs around that may assist you in some down payment. Let's make sure that your credit is up to standards so that you can get a decent interest rate. Even though interest rates are still a little higher than I'd like to see them, they're not out of whack anymore. They were really pushing it up there, and now they're starting to settle just a little bit more. Now, I tell people, because they still aren't crazy about interest rates, but they're lower than the national average over the last 40 years. So, what are we going to do? We're going to buy a home right now. Now, some people say, well, I want to see that houses might settle a little bit more. I will tell you this much, that houses are up right now 15% from this time last year. They're actually up in several areas 18 to 20.1%. So houses are still up from last year. They're just not getting that over ask price that sellers were able to capitalize on. And I think you should. If you can get more than what your house is worth, then go ahead and sell it. That's what capitalism is all about. But right now, I'm finding that my buyers are getting another crack at it. So if you are looking at it and going, yeah, I know, but the payment's a little higher than I want, they're going to drop back down at some point. But what you don't want to do is waste your money by houses continuing to go up in value, because we're going to see a pace of continued appreciation. We're not going down in value. We're just coming back to what value really is. So even if you think that the rate might be a little higher than what you would like it to be, it's still an opportunity for you to get in. Because even if we only see, say, a 5% appreciation in value, that will make you a lot of money. You buy a $400,000 house, it goes up 5%. That means that you made $20,000 in 1 year. Now, you compare that to the alternative, which is renting. So you want to rent a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house or apartment somewhere, you are going to pay approximately $2,100 for your rent. Now, if you want to do that, that's $25,000 in wasted money. If you want to waste your money, then go ahead and rent. You want to buy, you're going to make, even if you had 3% appreciation, so what? That's $3,000 per $100,000. Okay? If even at 3%, you're making money. It's okay. Buy a home. There's no such thing as a rich renter. You're never going to get ahead. It's not going to happen. So we have to get into the market. And if you are a first-time home buyer, never owned a home before, now is a perfect opportunity for you to do that. If you are a move-up buyer, you're still going to make money on the sale of your house. Let's get the house that you want. 407-706-3313, 407-706-3313. According to ORA, the Orlando Regional Realtor Association, they are saying that the housing market softened very slightly from June to July, and we're talking about 1.6%, and I think that was a necessary drop, and I think that it just gives us another opportunity as a buyer. Now, listen, for several of you out there that might be thinking you want to wait, I just want to put this in perspective. Every time you make a rent payment, that money has just been wasted. It's gone in the pocket of the landlord. It doesn't do anything for you. If you buy a home, every time you make a payment, it's like putting money in an equity bank. It's a piggy bank for you. It doesn't make sense to rent. Let me help you get out of renting and into home ownership. If you are a parent, if you are a grandparent that intends on leaving your children or grandchildren money when you pass, I'm going to tell you what they're going to do with that money. Because if they're not used to managing money, they are going to spend it on a Boston Whaler, a Harley Davidson, a big screen TV. They're going to do all kinds of crazy things and waste your money. Now, what we could do is we could give that money to them in the form of a gift for purchasing a home. Once they purchase a home, they can't take the money out of it. You'd have to refinance the house to pull the money out of it or get a home equity line of credit. Now, let's just say you're grandma and grandpa and you're willing to give your grandchild some money to go buy a home, but you don't want them to go ahead and waste it or pull money out of it in the future because it will only affect them negatively. So what we do is we add you to the deed to the property, not to the note. You're not responsible for the payment, but nobody could go get a home equity line of credit or refinance the house to pull money out without you knowing about it. It wouldn't happen. So I can protect your interest. I can protect you've worked hard for that money. Why not put it to good use? You're not going to spend it all. You're going to use it, or at some point or other, somebody's going to inherit it. Let's do something worthwhile with it. Let's put it in the real estate market. 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. I'm the Loan Arranger. I'm also the proud sponsor of the K92-3 All-Star Jam that will be coming up this October. That will be on Labor Day weekend on September the 4th. I do have some tickets available for you if you want to call in or text me, the Loan Arranger. Just text the Loan Arranger to 407-706-3313. I want you to text tickets to that phone number, tickets. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have a drawing and we are going to give away some tickets to the K92-3 All-Star Jam. If you are a country fan, then let me help you out. We're going to be there. I've got a booth. We're going to be celebrating all of our heroes. That would be veterans, law enforcement, first responders, our nurses, our healthcare workers have been overworked. And I'm going to tell you something. They deserve a break. I got a loan program for you. I've also put together a very special program where if you are a home buyer and you call me and you want a referral for a real estate agent, I have a group of real estate agents. Listen, there's nothing in this for me whatsoever. I'm telling you, there's no strings attached. But my real estate agents that I've pre-vetted that will take care of you, negotiate closing costs, work with hometown heroes, and donate 25% of their buy-side commission back to you to offset some additional costs. It's a no-brainer. It makes no sense not to do it. Now is the time. Let's get in the market. Let's stop playing around, stop being a renter, and call me right now at 407-706-3313. or visit my website at WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. I'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loan Arranger radio show with Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, and talking about additional ways you can save money in today's market. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.